I'm Dr. Victoria Nauman, and I'm the Executive Director of Balance of Greenville, and we're very lucky today to have Melanie, a parent here at Brain Balance, willing to talk to us about her child and her experience. Brain Balance is an achievement center, and we work with kids specifically with ADHD, PDD, Asperger's, autism, dyslexia, learning disabilities. And we work in a model that is multimodal, meaning we assess a child for all their deficits, and also we assess a child for what portions of their brain are more immature and slower in processing, and then we work towards that portion of the brain. We're a hemispheric model where we work towards the half of the brain that's slowing the child down, and also in an effort to get the two hemispheres communicating much better with each other. And Melanie, thank you for coming. And the first thing I want to ask about is with your son Aaron, is just tell me a little bit about him, how old he is and so on, and then tell me what you saw that led you to explore the Brain Balance program.
Okay, he's 4, almost 5. About 3.5 years of age, we noticed that he wasn't progressing like he should, and he repeated movies all the time. It was hard to get his attention. He didn't interact well with kids.
What do you mean about repeated movies?
He would repeat lines out of movies. He wanted to watch the same movie over and over.
Okay.
And then in conversation, or he would actually come up to you and say, hey, and then repeat a line out of a movie as if he was in the movie kind of, but it was almost like, was he very talented or was this something he couldn't stop? It was really not, we weren't sure. Excuse me, so then eventually we kind of realized this was keeping him from progressing with his classmates and kids his age. And we talked to different doctors, but the one doctor that really helped us was our chiropractor. Said, hey, there's this program called Brain Balance and you should look into it. There's not one here in Savannah, but look around because I think it's definitely worth looking into. And we did. This was as close as Atlanta, but we didn't have to fight the traffic. And
very good. How did having Aaron having kind of behaviors different than typical, how did that affect your family life?
Well, it limited where we could go, what we could do. Definitely, if we would think, hey, let's go do, like when we went to Disney, we had to plan what the best time of the day was for him, or how we were going to handle the fact that he most likely wasn't going to be able to ride a lot of the rides. We weren't really sure at that time what the problem was. We just knew, we weren't sure if it was sensory integration or a form of autism or anything like that. We just knew that as kids his age might go on, a little dragon roller coaster made for his age, he might not want to, or he might scream the whole time. And so we had to plan that the rest of the kids in the family could still have fun and not be held back by the fact that Aaron didn't want to do those things.
So now Aaron is 3/4 of the way through his program here at Brain Balance, his 3-month program. And I have to tell you, he has become quite the character. Definitely is full of personality, which we love. And I want to hear from you, though. What do you see now in Aaron that you see as an improvement in the family life and also in Aaron himself?
Well, in family life, it's a lot easier to get him to integrate with the family. He actually wants to help with chores. He actually, he spilled crumbs on the floor the other day from a cupcake, and he said, wait, I'll get it. And he went to get the broom and the dustpan and picked it up, and it may not have been perfect, but it was the first time I'd ever seen him want to pick up his own mess. We can go a lot more places knowing we have the tools now how to deal with when we do have outbursts, but we rarely have them anymore.
Did you have them before?
We did.
Yeah.
We had outbursts, especially if he didn't like something, he would yell and holler, or I called it howling. It was this form of crying that was a cross between a wolf and a baby. And you couldn't go, I mean, you'd be in the middle of the store and he'd be howling because he didn't get a toy he wanted or something. So, but, and I'm not sure if I'm speaking too much, but the biggest one, okay, when we first came here to Greenville, we knew this was going to be at least 12 weeks, if not a little bit longer, for the assessment and so forth. We bought a membership to the zoo.
Okay.
So, and is this okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So about the first or second week of our class, or our classes here, we bought the membership to the zoo and we went in, and it was about 45 minutes. We couldn't take him any longer. I mean, he was everywhere. He didn't want to see the elephants. He didn't really want to see anything. He really wanted to play with the playground that was out in front of the zoo. He didn't want to be in the zoo. He didn't care at all. Yesterday, we took him back to the zoo because we bought the membership so we can go back again and again for the year. And it was 2.5 hours when I said, it's really hot and we need to go and eat and drink, because I didn't really didn't have a lot of water bottles with us. He loved it. He watched elephants, he watched them eat, he would make comments about them, he'd say, I want to see the monkeys, I want to see the alligators.
Very good.
I mean, what a difference to see the interest and the desire to be with the family, and we didn't have to run from place to place to place without the other kids getting to enjoy it. It was amazing.
Very good. Dr. Melillo, the founder of Brain Balance, has written 2 books. One is Disconnected Kids in 2009, and then his most recent one is Reconnected Kids. And for any parent who sees a child that's struggling with development, you really should pick up these 2 books and read them. It explains a lot about brain function in children. If you want to know more about Brain Balance, we have a website, brainbalancecenters.com. Or you can just call any center and they can give you a lot of information. Here in Greenville, we always have a open house coming up or a parent event, or also you can have a personal consultation about your child with us if you just want to make an appointment for that. Thank you, Melanie. That was great. Thank you.